It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. Excited, thrilled to be here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm so lucky. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the Portland Trail Blazers going up against the Chicago Bulls. For Chicago, this is their first time facing off this season. Last year, they split the season series at a game apiece. And before we tip off, I just need to ask Shaq, when you think back to great teammates, what are the qualities that make a great teammate?
Well, you want to play the guys who care as much about the game as you do, a guy who puts the team first, a guy who gets you involved, a guy who has the same dreams and aspirations that you have about the game.
Well, that name sounds like Kobe Bryant to me that you were talking about, but I always look for guys who could push me. And I could push them at the same time, where we could work together. It's a family, the basketball.
Welcome, everyone. It's time for NBA action, coming to you live on this Saturday night. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. For the Portland Trail Blazers, they won their last contest, that game against Orlando. And they put it all together in that game. It added up to a phenomenal win.
And in that game, guys, the beneficiary of what was some very lackluster defense being played against them.
Agreed, guys. It was really quite shocking and disappointing how many free runs to the hoop they got.
And Portland starts out with the ball. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Covington in at shooting guard. He's out there with Damian Lillard. Al-Farouq Aminu is out there with Davis. And it's Stokes in at the 4. Here's Covington. Shoots a 3. An absolute bomb from three-point range. Covington's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
He just exudes a love of the game, guys. You can see it in everything he does. This guy lives and breathes the game.
Now here's Gasol. Back to Butler. Five to shoot. Cannot hit. Lillard with it. He had 22 points in the win against Orlando.
And don't forget about his work on the glass. He contributed in a number of ways.
What handles? He broke the D down to the ground with that move.
Portland on defense. To the middle. Here's Gasol. Great D that time from Davis.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
Pulls up. Again, the Trailblazers good for 2.
And that's just showing off right there, guys. He is too good with that crossover.
Lillard against Rose. Gasol passes to Rose. Shot to stop the run. And again, no good by Chicago.
Still can't get anything going here after 3 tries.
And here's Covington from the arc. The Trailblazers rebound. And Aminu kicks to Covington. The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. And that basket pushes the lead to double digits.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Outside Butler. Gasol a screen. Butler attacking. And it's blocked by Covington. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will retain possession. Butler dishes to Gasol.
Still looking for their first basket. 5 misses to start the game.
Free throw line jump shot. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. 12 points for Freak.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively. I'll tell you what, he'll get some of those hustle points if he keeps boxing out like that.
14 feet away. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. 14 points for Freak.
They're really struggling defensively, giving up too many easy buckets.
A great point. Really an embarrassing performance defensively, and the coaching staff can't be happy. And looking now at the numbers for Lillard, he's coming off an excellent season. steals, third in assists, and as one of the NBA's top 5 scorers, you also can't forget what an outstanding year he had offensively.
And, you know, looking back at his number 2 steals rate, yeah, he did gamble a little bit, but he also played some hard-nosed, on-the-ball defense, and that was the key.
Now here's Rose. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against Oklahoma City. 6 on the shot clock. Right side, Gasol. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim.
Now that the seal is broken, maybe their shooting will start to improve.
Yeah, I don't think they really wanted to have as cold a start as they did, but maybe that'll break the ice and they'll move forward in fine fashion from here.
That's good. 16 points for Freak.
Only 1 miss in his first 8 attempts, coming out of the gate strong.
Rose passes to Gasol. Rose against Lillard. Rose, good. Rose has got his first 2 points.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Now here's Rose. The shot by Butler, nobody around. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
There's the pick. For 3, Covington. But they recover it. Stokes kicks to Covington. Over Rose. Again, the Trailblazers good for 2.
You couldn't have dreamed of a much better start here than they've had today.
I think the offensive game plan they came in with was right on point. It's worked perfectly, and the lead they already have is proof in the pudding.
Outside Butler, left side Gasol. From 13. Rebound by the Trailblazers.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Lillard dishes to Covington. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. 21 points for Freak.
Already seizing control of this game.
Total control, Greg, and as well as they're playing at both ends, I look for this lead to get even larger.
Now here's Butler. He's coming off a 16-point game against Oklahoma City.
And equally as impressive, the playmaking. Just sensational. The way he was seeing the court and making the game easy for his teammates. Another bucket added to the lead. They've been the better team in every facet.
And in my opinion, you get extra bonus points, extra eye of the beholder points when you do it the way they're doing it on the road. That's special.
Here's Gasol. Gasol with another miss.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
And the foul on Derrick Rose. That's his first foul.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
That's a 2 from Lillard.
And despite that miss, a strong start for them offensively.
Yeah, they're scoring with confidence, Greg, making them count in the early going here.
The open shot, Butler. They get the rebound. Pass to Portis. Butler kicks to Gasol. Shot to stop the run. He takes it up and lays it in. Gasol's got his second bucket tonight.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
Davis sets a screen. And here's Covington from the arc. Rebound by the Bulls. They come into this one following a loss to the Thunder.
And nothing to be ashamed about in that game. It was a great effort, I thought, all around. They just needed to have 1 or 2 breaks go their way.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you know, both teams I thought played well enough to win the ball game, and yet it doesn't work out that way. There are no ties, so unfortunately they were the ones who came up short.
Rose goes in. It's good for a second make. He's made 2 or 3 so far.
That's a precision shot. You've got to be precise. No room for error on the floater.
Rose against Lillard. Stokes the pass to Covington. Second chance shot. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup. And while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not. But sure enough, they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. Both teams will make substitutions. That one is no good. Bulls trail by 13. Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Fred Hoiberg. What'd you find out, DB?
Kevin, when I asked him about their game plan on the defensive end, he said they were looking to clog things up in the middle of the floor and not allow any clear looks at the basket from inside the paint. He feels if they can accomplish that, they'll have the upper hand on defense. Let's see how it plays out, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris.
And he's made more than his fair share of those today.
Stokes dishes to Lure. Inside. Here's Covington. 35 points for him last game against Orlando.
And also, he competed on the backboards. That also had a lot to do with the game.
Miles, that's good.
I'll tell you what, the post play has been rock solid right off the bat.
It really has, and they've created a lot of high percentage shots in the paint here already.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Let's spread the floor and isolate up top.
And now, here's
Spacing,
the 2K
fellas.
leaderboard with the
Spacing.
teams that last season scored the most second chance points in the NBA. In fourth, the Trailblazers.
This was a team that was really savvy when it came to getting position under the boards and then getting those offensive putbacks.
Kufis checked in for the Trailblazers. Here's Del Rosario, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two.
And checking out some numbers for Sessions, how he performed last season. Averaged about 11 points a game last season, 5 assists and 3 rebounds. Backup point guard, always an important position, and he fills that role beautifully.
Yep, without a good floor conductor coming off the bench, your offense can quickly grow